Good morning, class, and welcome to Ministry Academy. My name is Mr. Light, but you may call me Hikari. Today's lesson, we will be focusing on optimizing the first step you take into a new level. The first thing you will see when entering the campaign is in this screenshot. However, you won't get tutorial prompts in maps or servers. Place the mechanical drill over a space of either 3 or 4 copper nodes. This will be the basis from which we place the rest of the drills. Connect the output from the drill to the core. Any surface from mechanical drills will output to nearby conveyors. When creating a supply line, use the fewest amount you can while not obstructing other copper nodes. You may need to manually mine as needed to get the necessary materials. Once the supply line is done, we have technically accomplished automating the collection of copper. Repeat this process. Here are some phases of which it might look like. Now that it's done, you might see a problem here. Can you spot the issue? Conveyor belts can only move so much. Although copper has been taken advantage of as much as possible in this instance, we can only move items at a rate of 4.2 items per second. This is an item backup, seemingly caused by merging 2 item production lines, which are each near their capacity. It's likely a better idea to split off the 2 lines and input the new one to the core. This is much better. After fixing the array, it may take a minute for the system to correct itself, so be patient. If you can tell the backup is clearing, that means it's fixed and it just needs time. Here is an example of something similar that newer players might make absent-mindedly. It's not necessarily a bad system, it just might not be taking advantage of as much as it really could. Here is another example of something more balanced and maybe even better than the one at the outset that was discussed. It only misses out on 7 copper nodes instead of 12 like in the previous example. This was the array that was shown first. 9 copper nodes are not used, but the conveyors keep one revealed after the fact, making manual mining possible if absolutely necessary. This can be important, and often is when factoring units into the equation. We'll discuss that in another video. Upon unlocking bridges, or once you get let into the core, you have new transport options, which opens up new possibilities when it comes to future resource extraction. Bridge conveyors require 2 segments to be useful. This is split up into what I'm going to consider the bridge entrance and the bridge exit. They transport 11 items per second when completed. They save on space. They enable smaller factory footprints and reduce clutter. Items cannot enter by the underside of a bridge entrance. And likewise, they also cannot exit backwards from a bridge exit. Notably though, a bridge exit can be shared by multiple bridges. Be advised that it's easy to forget that the output of a bridge can mess with other existing supply lines if they are adjacent. A series of bridge conveyors treats each of the blocks except for the one on the end of a bridge as bridge entrances. Follow my cursor through this example. Here we see the obvious bridge entrance. So these 3 mechanical drills are outputting to the bridge. Likewise, because this middle piece of bridge is treated as a bridge entrance, this drill can also output to the bridge. So even though it looks like it shouldn't be able to, it still will. This concludes your crash course into optimizing early game ore. Bear in mind, this is only for those of you who wish to optimize the game and still have fun doing so. If you are not one of these people, then hopefully you have learned something today. And on that note, this class is dismissed, and I will see you next session. Goodbye.